sure that we have to bring the hold down for from the next days total. We need to make sure that we're running a strong outlet as we are. We also went. Okay, we have a lot of group facilitators and occupiers that usually head up planning a lot of stuff, coordination of a lot of stuff. They're going to DC for 4 days, and a lot of them are going to end up going to the caucus in Orlando. Right? It's up to us. It's up to us to hold down the fort, pick the reins, and that way when they come back, we're that much stronger because we have that many more people, that much more powerful. It took its own initiative and did all this stuff. We have piece up 6 international rate action. Okay? It's 2 days from now, so we need to
that's why it's very important. Very last minute. But honestly, I think we can make it done, especially if we do teach-ins in front of the banks, we do research, and we get a megaphone, we actually do something. And right now, I want to make this point very, very clear. When we put it into the mission statement, we are a leader assembly, and it's like, oh, the original people who aren't here to do it. So what's the point? Then how much of a leader of this movement are we? The people that, if we can't get this done, we show that we're not a leader. We're showing who leaders are, whether we all agree that leaders are not. As far as action is concerned, we don't get stuff done while these guys are gone.
Yeah, in general. Not yet. Until things get bad here. Things get bad here, that's what we're going to call Ashton every day. Yeah, not right now. I'll get into the details.
People live here full time.
It's going to be on us the most to make sure shit doesn't get out of hand. Focus on that. We're putting next to one to run this shit anyway. We're here 24/7. Like we don't go. Yeah. So like as long as we keep doing what we're doing, don't let crackheads burn books, don't fucking let stupid shit happen, we'll be fine. Well, I mean, like we run without these people. Like we run the camp, everybody else runs our media aspects of life. You know what I mean? Like as far as I see things. I mean, so if we can do that and get some more stuff going on, yes, it will make this movement stronger. Yes, it will bring us together more. You know what I mean? That's kind of why we did the group dinner thing tonight, where we start doing it, like bringing, like, addressing issues and stuff together. Yeah, if anybody likes dinner tonight, yeah, we sat everybody from the fountain and served them.
Yeah, I see those guys that make you talking.
It was nice. It's nice that smaller things like eating dinner together unites people. You know, especially in a massive, so many different people. You know, like.
I'll go straight into foreclosure day. We're going to be co-opting it with One Miami. I remember we had the one issue that we had the first time we had, but we actually had a sit-down discussion with Eric, Sabash, Mohammed, and we got a good consensus. We worked out communication. There's definitely going to be a lot more coordination, and something we'll do very well, especially because we're going to be doing our own thing for the very first half, and then we'll meet up with them later. And what we're going to be doing is those.
Well, we got to remember, guys, the enemy of our enemy is our friend. Yes. One Miami is not our enemy. Yeah. I mean, there might be some like I don't know what the division is. I wasn't here for it, but like. If we could join with these kids, I'm just using the kids probably, things can happen. The enemy of your enemy, and that's how we need to treat it.
It's a broad consensus movement, and for this, even if we have the, we're trying to get advocates, lawyers, social workers, victims of foreclosure crisis to come out and speak. We're gonna actually stats, facts, teach-ins about the different banks. If you go to Bank of America research tonight.
Oh yeah, we got a trunk load of t-shirts too, guys, that we can paint the backs of that we got donated last night. That we can put all this stuff on the orders. Whatever, any of these art groups,
Paint the back with facts.
We're gonna do stats, facts, teach-ins. We're gonna do 45. We're gonna try to do 45 minutes in the courthouse, in front of the courthouse. If we can get enough information for people to understand certain talking points, that, for instance, tonight I will straight up do the research all night because I don't have work tomorrow or Tuesday, so I can pretty much just devote all my time to cranking all this stuff out. So if I were to come out with loads of information about Bank of America, Citibank, certain people could say, okay, I'm going to learn what I'll get to in just 1 second. About Bank of America, Citibank, and each person can kind of lead their own teaching and maybe have another person. That way we all kind of are controlling it as we go along. We're all going to have to be marshals in this. We're all going to have to understand, even if however many people, the teach-ins are still very important because we're going to just basically be, it's effective. We're going to see what's going on and we'll definitely document it for the media. We'll do everything else. Yeah. And what's your name, sir? Tom?
I don't know how relevant this is to the Occupy movement, but this information, this news just came light to me an hour ago. The U.S. government basically loaned the banks on Wall Street
The details of the bailout came out, and they had secret loans as well as the actual bailout itself.
That doesn't surprise me.
At a point,
That doesn't surprise me. Oh, more secret stuff.
Yeah,
the Daily Show was
so basically, like
That could be
3%, the banks just made 3% of $7.7 billion.
It's a lot of money. I think we should maybe talk about any kind of standards. You guys said that you're going to do research tonight, right, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm going to do research on foreclosure statistics among the different banks and among different demographics, as well as any legal actions that banks have taken, because I am aware that banks have started going to court and issuing trespassing warrants on people that have had their houses foreclosed on and getting arrested. So I'm going to look into more details on that. I'm going to try and break down which are the biggest banks to worry about with foreclosures, like which are the worst, which are the worst of the worst. Yeah, and exactly how much money is coming out of this, how many people are being displaced by this, how fast is it rising? Because even though the economy's recovering, foreclosure rates are still starting to skyrocket again. So I'm going to check and see exactly how fast the bubble is bursting across the board.
Yeah, I got an announcement. I don't know if you guys saw it, but a few days ago, the state of Massachusetts decided to sue 5 biggest banks for what they've been doing with the mortgage stuff.
The state of Massachusetts.
Oh, by the way,
they had been in a negotiations for a settlement for like a year, and apparently the Attorney General decided that it wasn't going to be settled, so they just sued them. So that's where that's going.
by the way, the state of Florida,
wish we could support that.
has said that Florida will not go after subprime lenders. New York's suing them. Massachusetts is suing them. A couple other states are suing them. But Florida's taken an official stance that Florida will not go after subprime lenders.
Subprime lending is especially important, and why is it important? Because Miami is one of the markets that got hit the hardest. Same thing with Fort Myers. We need to make an appeal not just to Miami, but to Broward, South Florida, because
Can we do this in 2 days?
And how many of those banks did you say Massachusetts was sued?
5 major banks.
5 of the biggest banks.
Yeah, Bank of America, Citibank, Wells Fargo, and 2 other banks.
Yeah. Do you know why they're suing?
Because of the fact that the subprime lending, first of all, was already a legitimately know about scam. It was a fraud, especially the way that the trading was done within the subprime lending so that the banks made their money. The issue wasn't the fact that people got sucked.
Break it down and then.
All right. basically what happened was with the subprime crisis, a bunch of people got suckered with mortgages that they did not read the fine print on. Yes, individual responsibility, whatever, but in the individual package, with the market as it was, it looked fine. Now, what these banks did was they knew that they were taking out exorbitant interest rates that people weren't going to be able to pay. When the debts started rolling in, they started repackaging the subprime mortgages into bundles and selling it as commodities. The same thing happened right before the
here, though, right? Something happens here.
No, but let's put it like
here.
That's what happened here. And what they did is they converted bad debt that wasn't able to actually be paid back into a real thing. So whoever bought that up got completely screwed while they were told something completely different, and the banks made a lot of money. This actually happened before the French Revolution. The repackaging of debts into assets that were worthwhile and misleading to traders that were worthwhile actually took place right before the French Revolution. They believe that's one of the things that kick-started it.
And what they did is they take a whole bunch of mortgages, they'll bundle them together into securities, like 100 mortgages that are scheduled to like go up over time. And so they take up, like, they'll chop it up 100 pieces, they'll sell it out 100 different ways, and those people will benefit the rise in the stock. But at the same time, you kind of created a house of cards. They sold that. They get a commission based on that sale. They've insured the loan, so that way if the person defaults, they still get paid. And then this derivatives market, as it says, goes from $10 billion to $20 billion to, I think now it's $65 trillion.
It's 435 trillion.
Yeah.
All in derivatives.
It's money, and let's say that.
Wait.
How much money is in the world market?
Money used to be worth something.
It might be 43 trillion.
It's
43 trillion. 43 trillion.
And you have to think about it. Every time when money used to be backed by gold, every time you print more dollars, your money becomes more worthless. I have $5 in my pocket. If they print $5 more, my currency got devalued. Every time they keep trading money amongst themselves, they're making more money out of nothing. And it's screwing everybody else over, and the founding fathers themselves knew that it was going to happen. That's the weird, scary part. So what we actually need to do is, one, the education, teaching aspect of this is very, very important, because we're going to document it, we can write it, we can coach each other tomorrow, and we can kind of do rehearsals. And we can, even if there's not a whole, even if there's 30 people there, you know what, there's going to be video, we're going to have cameras with us, and we want to just show that there's going to be people in front of these banks almost every freaking week, Bank of America. And you can get used to it.
Alright, what's going on the 10th?
Okay, the 10th is International Human Rights Day. So, the International Monetary Fund, we're probably going to go by them, research on how they've been destroying human rights for water, and how they've been basically screwing over world economies and manipulating them. The IMF is there, and also the courthouse as well. Do more research into that, and do more actions, just anything that is out there.
Oh, what did you just do to the dog?
That's on a Saturday. The 10th is on Saturday.
But yeah, we're gonna go through.
Well,
On the 6th,
the 6th is the teach-in for foreclosure, National Foreclosure Day. By the way, one thing we need to talk about that is canvassing. Because right now, if you notice, there's nobody from the media team here.
Who is the media team?
yeah.
All right,
fine.
Okay, so we have one person from the media team. This is in 2 days. So what we need is some sort of massive canvassing effort tomorrow. I can't print out too much, but I can print out some flyers. If we make them really small, like we won't need to put too much information on them, because National Foreclosure Day, that's something that just catches people's attention. You give them a title and a place and the affiliation, and people are going to be curious. They're going to be like, what is this about? But like we need to plan out some sort of canvassing effort. Like, who would want to go do canvassing tomorrow? First of all, who's going to be here?
What time?
We can do it anytime during the day, like all day. Like,
Where do you want to go to canvas, and do you have literature prepared?
I can get literature prepared.
You give me literature
Miami-Dade.
Miami-Dade? Because I mean, like, if you give me that same literature, I can go to
Miami-Dade. We can have somebody all day out here at Government Center.
I'm gonna call the people at FIU tonight, and I'm gonna get them on their their
If you guys can get those, if you guys can get that stuff made early, I can come down here early, like about by like 12 or 1. Pick up some of that stuff, go back to my neighborhood, and just go door to door in my block. You know, a couple of blocks around me in my neighborhood, just to spread awareness there.
Okay, that works.
You know what I mean?
Like, why haven't we canvassed at like bus stops and train stops?
Yeah, we should do that.
That's that's what we should really fucking do. Like, in my personal opinion, because billions of people get on the Metro Mover and the Metro Rail and the bus. I'm sorry, but personally, I don't see any.
I'll tell you. Three neighborhoods we should hit tomorrow as well. Not just, like, I completely agree with the bus stop thing, but 3 neighborhoods we should specifically hit as well. And one of these is completely different than the other 2. We should hit up Little Havana. We should hit up Overtown, and we should hit up Coral Gables.
I'm down.
All 3 of those areas have huge foreclosure problems for the same but different reasons. With Coral Gables, it was so that people could buy really nice houses, and then they just like completely.
If we're gonna hit up those areas, definitely have a flyer that's more tailored towards them. Like, hey, we're having this rally on this day, and come and share your experience with us at this rally. You know, especially if we're making it about foreclosures and stuff, and we're going to the areas that are being hit the hardest by them. I think that we may be able to pull some people out from those places, especially for like, hey, tell people about why you're being screwed, because this is what we're having the march for.
Make it seem as relative to them as possible.
Exactly.
All right. One of the first things we could put on the flyer: tell your story. Like, granted, not everybody's going to get chosen, but that way everybody that shows up has the intention of, like,
This is what happened to me, and
Exactly.
And everybody can share their stories together, and they can relate to one another.
Exactly.
And I have a partner called 8 to 7 neighborhoods there, and the community there, you know, they were like outdoors when it comes like books and Barnes and Noble. Like, we're going to do like a seminar or something like that. They'll be like oriented that way. Just an idea.
From one of the guys from One Miami, he told us about this one lady who she got her house foreclosed upon, and she was like went into depression. She had 2 kids, and eventually she went crazy and killed herself. This is really, really sad stuff.
There's a
People
$5 million
out of their houses,
neighborhood,
left
and
and right,
everybody's losing like
and it has lots of human impact because it could happen to anybody.
I think we should definitely expose that kind of shit because it'll make people's hearts move when they hear shit like that.
That's what we're gonna definitely try to do. And yes,
I want to suggest maybe also having maybe tomorrow having a big sign making deal.
We got t-shirts.
But you know what I mean? Like
right.
relevant.
So I'll bring the research tomorrow so we can put it on signs and T-shirts, and I'll also print out a bunch of I can't print out all of them. We're gonna have to still make copies in the morning, but copies of flyers so that we can go canvassing to Miami-Dade, around Government Center, and then try and hit up some different neighborhoods all around Miami.
I really like her idea though. If you get 10 people, like just one person at Dayland, one person in South Miami, we'll do it from 12 to 2.
Yeah.
2 hours, and you just sit there. You know what I'm saying? There's hundreds of people.
Yeah, everybody be at every one of the stations.
And a lot of people, I know a lot of people from school. We all have our.
You're right. You're
like,
exactly, and just to make people aware.
public transportation.
I'm down.
is like
I'm
one
down.
of the
But you could do like Dayland, South Miami,
massive
the Grove,
transportation here
Government
every
Center,
day.
Overtown.
We
You
need to
know?
put billboards, we need to put flyers up on like the rivers and the fucking metro rail.
Like the people that are suffering from foreclosure are not.
Even the tri-rail.
They're not.
The
They're,
Starbucks with shit.
all
Yeah, I'm
right,
not-
okay.
Question. I have a question. How much funding do we have for the flyers?
We were told that there was a printing office in Coral Gables that would allow us to make free flyers, and ISIS has the information for that.
Okay, I'll call ISIS.
We got call ISIS tonight.
One of the things because we're
All right.
gonna have to get to it before she goes to Washington.
We can.
The phone will still work.
Yeah. All right.
still
See,
work.
all right. Here's the thing. I also I like all those ideas. Okay. If we can get like 4 people to 4 metro rail stations, like if we can get 10 people to each of the stations, that'd be great. Everybody bring the flyers and a roll of Scotch tape. That way, while you're handing them out to people, you can hand them out, and you save a few. When you're riding to and back, hang them in places like on the train, in the station, so that people can see
Obvious
it. Just
spot- obvious
exactly obvious spots.
No,
people
not
avoid
only
traffic
obvious
areas.
spots, but when they sit down and look over, it's something they'd see at their eye level. You know, like something that is.
Think about the stuff you pay attention to on
Yes.
the train. Like you don't pay attention to the billboards that are up there.
No.
You pay
Look
attention
at
to
the
something somebody
graffiti.
scribbled right across from you on the window as they were sitting.
and you need people. You gotta hit up every single one of the back because in the back that's where all the bikes go. Like all
Yeah.
the people that have transport.
Put one right by the bike rack so that people see it.
Yeah, but I'm saying like every time in the metro rail, the last one is where all the bikes go. So like all the people we need people with bikes to go around. You know.
I would suggest,
on buses.
but if someone who's going to be here tomorrow, take the lead to basically mobilize people who are going to be here all day.
Okay, question. Just of the people here, who wants to be a part of this and do this tomorrow? Like, go to the different stations, do this. All right, can somebody write down the names?
I'm gonna be at the information booth all day.
Dude, and I have a couple I can get a couple of people that have the metro rail cards to beat a bunch of people in. You know what I mean? So we get in for free, and then we just have to get out.
That would be really helpful.
Jumping.
Yeah, but we want to avoid like.
Yeah, no, you could just walk behind someone else.
That's why I like the one in Frisco. It's all like it's an honor-based system. You can either pay it or you don't.
Yeah, I would always pay.
I got the.
I don't know.
Dude, you can get on the bus in Frisco and tell the bus driver I ain't got the change this time.
It's like,
They're,
why do
in
you
the
pay
back
tolls
with
to go over
everybody
bridges?
else.
Our tax dollars bill for this. You know what I mean?
All right, but wait, we were taking names.
I took the names. Also, but like about the flyers, 'cause, like I mean, you said Little Havana, Overtown, Coral Gables.
We can hit up some other neighborhoods too.
How certain are you of the idea that the most work is happening?
Well, no. I just, all right, I'm not saying that the most, but I know those are 3 examples of areas that have been.
Yeah, I saw the paper, you know, and it's like hundreds and hundreds, and they're like $1 million funds. I'll bring it.
Well, so I mean, like in your research, could you do it in like
Yeah,
science,
yeah,
and then tomorrow when you come and
Yes.
bring the stuff exactly. You can say, okay, this, and then like you guys can look at the whatever.
Remind me if I don't bring
Okay, guys, I hate to go, but I gotta go to work.
If I don't bring it,
You want to do it? All right, you guys want to do another meeting like this tomorrow so that we can discuss that? We're gonna have to. Yeah, we're gonna have to.
We'll figure it out.
We'll keep it rolling as what we're gonna do is I'm gonna just basically be here almost half the evening, just half the day, and we're gonna just keep coordinating things. And this is what we have. We're deciding on is like the basic blueprint of what we have to do, what we have to say.
The Miami-Dade printers, they do 8 cents a copy.
Well, I was able to get donation tonight for all their stuff at the information center tonight, so we got that.
So I'm gonna call people about flyers. Muhammad knows some people, ISIS knows people. I feel like we need to definitely
Oh,
get.
if you can stick one into a flash drive, I could probably get some from the job. They got those gigantic commercial printers.
Nice.
But it have to be like already formatted. It has to be like ready.
Yeah, I can get it like I can format it to Foursquare. That way, it's not like a huge page. That way, we're saving like.
Doesn't the library let you have free printing? No, they charge you there.
They should, because they're funded by tax money.
I know.
I would say like try to scale it so that it like fits easily on a 8.5 by 11. So like maybe half and half, with chopping half or chopping quarters.
Chopping half.
We should also have some Spanish ones. We're gonna hit up Little Havana.
I'm gonna call One Miami tomorrow afternoon.
I think the flyers that we pass out, like we have a huge Latin, population over here in South Florida. So a lot of these flyers that we're passing out are only in English. I think we need to, get somebody to transfer over to Spanish also, perhaps even Portuguese or like Creole for the Haitian people, because we have a variety of people over here in South Florida, and if we want to reach out to everybody, we got to start speaking their language too.
I think the Spanish. Yeah, I mean, I think like the best thing is just to like when you guys whatever I guess maybe Brandon's gonna make the flyers. Whoever types up the flyer, I mean tomorrow we'll just have someone translate it.
Because we had a lady come up tonight all stuff about her house being foreclosed on tonight. Yeah. They had talked to her for about 3 hours. She was real upset, and that's foreclosure meeting, and that's coming up here soon. That's going to be a big thing right there. That's going to attract a lot of supporters.
Well, but the whole thing is like, how can we tell them? Like, what's the best way for them to hear about us?
How far is the Brownsville Metro Station?
It's not too far. I mean, walking or?
It's not.
Well, that's where we're going to be meeting up with the Miami Workers Center, and that's when we're going to march to BOA at 4 p.m. That's also that's when we're going to be meeting up with everybody else. So we want to actually make sure that this is all coordinated. We all know what is going on, and honestly, I just called this because we all need to take very strong individual action on this.